I don't wish a narcissist on my worst enemy. A narcissist will have you apologizing for them abusing you. A narcissist will have you isolated to control the narrative. A narcissist will attack your character to everyone who will listen to keep you isolated. And everything is transactional with a narcissist. The breadcrumbing is because they want something. And don't get me started on reactive abuse. A narcissist will tell everybody you're crazy when you're the most sane person, then drive you crazy, pull out their phone to record the crash out, and then send it to everybody and be like, see, she crazy. A narcissist will have you putting yourself in grippy socks and asking yourself if you're a narcissist. And baby, don't you tell them that they're a narcissist, because that's what they're going to paint you to everyone as next. And sadly, I know I'm one of those people that tells people to speak out loud about your truth and your trauma, but with a narcissist, it's a silent battle, because speaking up only makes it worse. The only way to deal with a narcissist is to not at all.
Welcome, beautiful butterfly. You've entered Narc-Free Nirvana, your sacred space for rising above manipulation, reclaiming your power, and remembering who you truly are. Today, I'm pulling back the mask on Grandiose Narcissism, the type I've personally faced. I used to question myself constantly being love-bombed, praised, paraded, and then suddenly ignored, discarded, or made to feel like I was never enough. Grandiose narcissists look like leaders, lovers, even spiritual guides, but behind their performance is a need to dominate, be admired, and never be challenged. In this video, we'll explore the signs and red flags you shouldn't ignore, what causes this type of narcissistic personality, and why their endless thirst for admiration is rooted in their deep inner emptiness. If you ever felt like you were in a relationship with someone who saw you as a mirror and not a person, this one's for you. Let your wings unfold. Let's rise in clarity together.
A narcissist is not confident at all. In fact, a narcissist has grandiosity, which is a defense mechanism. It's a compensatory mechanism to protect against an empty schizoid core of shame, a lot of neurosis, and deep, deep insecurity. You see, grandiosity is part of their false self. It's one of the symptoms of it, where they have to be larger than life. They have to be the best at everything and superior in order to not implode, and they require supply. In other words, being mirrored back and endorsed, this false version, so that they can continue to support it without it imploding. But grandiosity is an absolute weakness that gets used against them. You see, grandiosity is a distortion of reality. So it creates this dissonance or this gap between what's real and what's delusional. With a narcissist, if you were to exploit that, you could set them up for tasks and things that are well beyond their means or their capacities. And they will attempt it so they can get exploited by people using that mechanism and controlled or manipulated by them. So one thing to understand is that confidence is not what the narcissist is. Grandiosity is a distortion within delusion to protect against the insecurities and the core of shame. It is an absolute weakness that does and will get used against them throughout their life.
Contrary to popular belief, playing the victim is a form of grandiosity, and this is a behavior that you really need to watch out for, both in yourself and in others. Of course, there are certain situations that we all may find ourselves in where we genuinely are the victim, and of course, I do not wish to discount that in any way. What I'm referring to here are those who seem to always find themselves in that position, who are constantly being done wrong by others, who always seem to have something terrible going on in their lives that is everybody else's fault, but never their own. These are some of the most dangerous people out there because of how innocent and how vulnerable and how unassuming they look on the outside. But once you get closer to them, you will quickly realize how abusive and how grandiose they are capable of being. You see, it is a basic fact of human nature that we all want to be seen by others as being unique and special and significant in some way, and we will really try to highlight the traits about ourselves that make us so, especially in front of the most important people in our lives. And the sad reality is there are many people among us who have nothing going on for themselves, who have no significant achievements of their own, who have nothing that truly sets them apart from other people, so they will latch onto the only thing that they have available to them, which is, of course, victimhood. These people are very much aware that they are not where they would like to be in life, and so they develop stories that they tell themselves and others in order to justify their situation, such as, this person did me dirty, this job treated me unfairly, my parents never set me up for success, and of course, one of their absolute favorites, which is, the only reason why other people are able to be successful and function normally in life and I can't is because I am such a deep and feeling person and I have problems that all of these normies and plebeians would never be able to comprehend. And while, of course, some of these stories might be true, keep a close eye on the people who turn victimhood into their entire identity while doing absolutely nothing to better their situation or change their lives. These people learned very early on that they can garner attention from others in the form of sympathy. And this attention allows them to feel important and grandiose, so they will do whatever it takes to ensure that it keeps coming in, including purposely putting themselves in situations where they will be hurt or mistreated, or trying to pick fights with you where they will turn the entire situation around to make you look like the villain. These people live very sad lives, and the reality is the only way that you can even help them is by stopping giving them any kind of attention or sympathy, because that is what enables them to act in the way that they do. Once the attention is taken away from them and they realize that they have nothing else going on for themselves, then they are left with no other choice but to either get better or to stay miserable forever.
Grandiose narcissists are easier to spot than the covert narcissists. Covert narcissists are manipulative, shy, passive-aggressive, victimized, and the abuse is very subtle. The grandiose narcissist is much more out there with their traits. Their grandiose traits are highly visible and showy. Their self-esteem often comes out at the expense of relationships that would benefit them. They rely on others to validate their importance and to gain admiration. Grandiose narcissists are typically outgoing, larger than life, charismatic, and draw others into their web. They're the ones you want to be around because they are charismatic and charming. You feel privileged when they want to be around you. They are often highly successful and professional. These are the signs of grandiose narcissists: arrogance or haughty behavior, exaggerated stories or accomplishments, a tendency to dominate conversations or belittle other people's opinions, an obsession with money, power and prestige, anger when confronted about negative behaviors, a need for excessive attention or praise, a lack of remorse or guilt when they hurt someone, an inability to accept criticism, an inflated sense of entitlement. A grandiose narcissist's main agenda is to feel special, important and admired. They want to be the best and to be respected at the expense of others.
Grandiose narcissists love to boast about their accomplishments. One of the more cringe and obnoxious things a grandiose narcissist may do is go on and on about their accomplishments, how great they are, and be self-aggrandizing. And what they are trying to do is get the world to reflect back to them how awesome and special they think they are. And a good way to see this is, as Dr. Mark Ettinson said, narcissists are like 3-year-olds running up to their parents and wanting to get their love and approval. And the grandiose narcissists in adulthood, that is exactly what they are doing. They are running around, boasting about their accomplishments and how great they think they are, and they want people to reflect back to them like a parent would reflect back to a 3-year-old how awesome and special they are.
I shouldn't be so hard on people. I mean, I can't expect them to be as smart and capable as me. God, I must be the most stupid person on the planet. I can't believe Lauren at work of all people corrected me. Everyone's probably laughing about how much of an idiot I am. If I really tried, I could be as successful as Jeff Bezos. I just wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I'd probably have an even more successful company if I had all the benefits he did. I literally can't do anything right. My entire life has been failure after failure. I can't really blame everyone for being envious of me. I mean, look, everybody loves me. Who wouldn't want to be me? Nobody's ever given 2 shits about me, at least not the real me. They all don't know how lucky they are to actually hold someone and be with them in that moment and really feel, not just be a shell of a person going through the motions. God, everybody's so obsessed with me. And I can't blame them. I'm probably the most interesting thing to ever happen in their life. I suppose I obsess over me too if my life was that dull. Everyone's just in it for themselves. Stab you in the back first chance they get, and they prove it every single time. But I am not done yet. I'm going to show them. Every single one of them.
Ever met somebody who acts like they're better than everybody else but can't handle the smallest bit of criticism? You might be dealing with an overt narcissist. This type of narcissist does not hide in the shadows. They want the spotlight. And they'll bulldoze anybody who doesn't reflect it back to them. So here's how to spot one. They dominate every single room and every single conversation. They will interrupt you, talk over you, hijack your stories. And if you're not feeding their ego, you're just background noise to them. 2, they cannot compute criticism, so every piece of constructive feedback feels like a personal attack. They'll lash out, deflect, or make you feel stupid for even trying to talk to them. They don't grow, they retaliate. Number 3, they need to be admired, not known. They'll brag endlessly about money, status, exes, all the connections they have, but if you ask them how they feel or ask them to admit they were wrong, crickets or rage. Number 4, they see people as tools. You are useful to them until you're not. If you stop giving admiration, attention, validation, they will discard you and then call you ungrateful. Number 5, they're charming until you stop playing along. At first, they're magnetic, intoxicating, but the moment that you challenge them, that you set a boundary, or that you outshine them, you are the problem, or worse, the enemy. An overt or grandiose narcissist doesn't want connection. They want control that looks like charm. And they'll use attention, power, praise to pull you in and then blame you when you fall apart.
The narcissist is a good person. They're kind to friends, acquaintances, business associates, anyone in the peripheral of their lives. Their public persona and facade is masterful. Out in public, they are the mayor of the town, shaking hands, kissing babies, all of it. But behind closed doors, with those they are closest to, they are abusive, manipulative, and downright cruel. This duality might confuse you. It might even deceive you into believing there is hope for them being that kind to you. But understand it's all an act, and like any act, it cannot go on forever. They act appealing to those they need or want something from. If you are close to them and know the truth of who they are, if you've seen the behind the closed doors reality, believe that and run.
Thank you for flying with me today, butterflies. In this episode, we peeled back the polished surface of grandiose narcissism. The charm, the charisma, the spotlight addiction. I know this energy intimately. I once loved someone who walked into every room like they owned it. and behind closed doors treated me like I didn't even belong in it. One moment, I was the best thing that ever happened to them. The next, I was too sensitive, too much, not supportive enough. I thought their confidence would lift me, but I realized I was just one more reflection in their gallery of admirers. I gave them my empathy. They gave me exhaustion. Grandiose narcissists don't just seek admiration, they demand it. And if you stop clapping, they'll make you pay for the silence. We explored how this mask is often born from deep inner shame and fragile ego. How beneath their bravado is a terrified child who was never allowed to be vulnerable. But let me be clear, their wounds do not justify your destruction. So if you've been orbiting someone like this, know this. You're not overreacting. You're waking up. You're not difficult. You're divine. And you're allowed to walk away from anyone who needs you small so they can feel big. Sacred reflection. Where in your life are you applauding someone who wouldn't even clap for your healing? Take a moment with that, butterfly. You don't owe loyalty to someone who confuses your love with supply. Remember, butterfly, you are not broken. You are becoming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more light, truth, and liberation. And until next time, keep rising, Radiant One. You are the proof that healing is holy.
I'm a survivor, I'm not gonna give up, I'm not gonna stop, I'm gonna work harder, I'm a survivor, I'm gonna make it, I will survive, keep on surviving, I'm a survivor, I'm a survivor. Now that you're my life, I'm so much better. Not that I'll be weak without you, but I'm stronger. Not that I'll be wrong without you.